guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who do not know, I am Allie, and today's video is going to be me discussing my reading challenge. So before we jump into my reading challenge, I'm going to remind you guys of the goal that I set for the year on my 2024 vision board. So my goal was to read 10 books, which I have surpassed that goal. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them were from my reading challenge. The rest were not. Is that terrible? Is that the worst thing in the world? No, but I do want to put the disclaimer. I was going to do a breakdown of the videos, but I don't feel like doing so. Like a breakdown of every single one. I don't feel like doing that today, so we're just going to talk about my reading challenge. So when I set my goal of reading 10 books per day, I apologize for that, 10 books this year, I sat down and I looked at kind of the stuff that I've been reading, and a lot of it is United States based since I lived in the United States, and I decided that I did not want to do that this year. Like, I will still be reading books from the United States, but I really wanted to focus about branching out. So I just did a quick search on Etsy for reading challenges for Europe and other countries, and I found this one. I forget who the Etsy person is, but I will link her down below, where I found her and those things. So, and then she gave us a fun map. Some of these I wrote in because she did write on here, map is not accurate, scale is just intended for fun. I like to be accurate, so I had to write some in, but it's okay. So we are going to talk about the 4 books that have to do with my reading challenge, because as of right now, I've read 4 countries in Europe, and they're kind of all over the spectrum. One is nonfiction. The rest are kind of fiction based, because I do like a good fiction book, but I do also enjoy nonfiction. I apologize again for this filming in my car, so we're just gonna roll that up so there's no problem there. Okay, so basically I have read 4 countries. So we're gonna start with, I'm gonna show you guys the map. So that's the map of my reading challenge. I have read United Kingdom, Switzerland, Italy, and Greece. So we are going to talk about those 4 books. I did try to do some planning before this, but it did not work. So Greece actually was not my favorite. I gave that 2 stars. It was just not my favorite book to read. It was hard for me to get into. Then I read One Italian Summer, which I absolutely loved. It's about grief. It's about a marriage. Not really in trouble, but like grief affecting a marriage. And I feel like that's really important to talk about, because I don't think people realize like the impact of grief on people and like the changes in life. So that's the second one. I will say that some people might struggle with the fact that it's kind of in like a dream state. I didn't struggle with it. I didn't even realize it was a dream state till after. She's kind of living in the past, but she's also living in the present in the midst of grief. I will say that the second thing that I noticed that some people had an issue with is that she cheated on her husband. And I feel like that's okay. Like, it's a book, first of all. It's not necessarily, and that really bothered some people, but I feel like it's important that we like discuss the importance of grief and how that affects you and how it changes you and how you do things in grief that you normally wouldn't do. And I feel like that's an important conversation to be having. So I feel like that was probably my favorite, but like one of my favorites. The next one is Escaping the Swiss Chalet, which is about a woman whose marriage falls apart. She takes a job in another country. Her engagement falls apart, not her marriage. It was a really good read as well, number 5. So the last one is one that I go back and forth with how I feel about it, because it's Spare by Prince Harry. Prince Harry, I'm not a huge fan of some of the choices he's making, some of the things he's making, but I also feel like, I got a different side from it, with Spare. I appreciate that, like, he talked about some things that I felt he needed to talk about. I really felt he could have left some of the, stuff out with William, just because that's your sibling, and I don't know if I would have been okay with crossing that boundary line, but that is his decision. So overall, I gave that one 3 stars as well. Just because I'm kind of in the middle on it. In regards to his book, I'm a little bit in the middle. So that is how my reading challenge is going so far this year. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give a big thumbs up if you do. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you really like my day, and I will see you all next time.